December 1987.
This show is brought to you by the Johnson and Linhoff beauty products, which are available in the lobby via chat. For your entertainment, the Fracture Floating Theater proudly presents Fireman Save My Child. We beseech you to leave the precious city life here in Durham behind and join wholeheartedly in the spirit of the show. Applaud our valiant hero and beauteous heroine, and hasten the devious scheming of our dastardly villain. To avoid the distracting problem of identifying these characters, we have thoughtfully agreed to present them to you before the show is on underway. Introducing our manly hero, Chester Quingle. Introducing our manly hero, the strong and handsome son of Mrs. Julia Quingle, Chester Quingle! Much better. We've all met lowlights in our time, but you've never met such a dastardly and scheming, deep-eyed villain. Introducing our dastardly doer of dirty deeds, Archibald Quingle. And now, our own sweet buttercup, hopelessly in love with our hero, but pursued by our relentless villain. And now, our persecuted but beauteous heroine, Daisy Doran. If you want to cry in the plight of poor Daisy Doran, by all means do. But please, use your own handkerchief, or buy one in the lobby between acts. And now, the Fracture Floating Theater proudly presents Fireman Save My Child.
Yes, ma'am. And the dining room, too. The whole house is in. You didn't have to do all that today. You must like to work. I hate it. Then, why do you try to do so much? Reckon it's because I took the wildfire good when I get it done. You haven't had any use of my Chester today, have you? I ain't chewed the widow Crossberry so birthday. But what has Mrs. Crossberry to do with my Chester? The same thing she has to do with everybody in this village. The widow knows everything there is to know, and plenty more, too. I'm sure she means well. She's been living next door to us for over 20 years, Sally has. Yeah, and she's been filming the news of this village for 30 years. Maybe that's why Mr. Chester went away. Get away from her prying on. Strange, but Sally never seemed to care much for my son Chester. In spite of the fact that he was always kind and considerate to her. But then, he couldn't be anything else to anybody. Yeah, Mr. Chester's a real hero. I was reading about Cal in his book one day, and he reminded me of your son. A bandit Indian followed this fellow up in a tree, and he killed them all, single-handed. He didn't even get messed up in doing it. I wonder if Sally knows anything about Chester. Well, I can tell you one thing she don't know. What's that? She ain't never been able to find out where he keeps the papers. Which papers? You know, them papers. The ones you keep in the relax and rock. You know about that box? I see you take it out and put it back one day. But you needn't worry, ma'am. Your secret is safe with me. I wouldn't tell nobody, even if they killed me. I believe you, Bill. I always say it's because of all your fault. Your word is your bond. And you never have stories to me. I take your word against that of anybody in these parts.
Thanks, ma'am. You need to hear that I'll ever disappoint you either.
If only Chester would let me have just a line from him. It seems so lonely here without him. Fireman, save my child!
And now, we have the amazing tale of Samuel C. Lindhoff and the notorious jumping frog of Calaveras County.
Now there was a fella here once by the name of Jim Smile in the winter of '49. Maybe it was the spring of '50. I don't recollect exactly. Anyway, he was the curiousest man ever you will see. He catched a frog one day, and took him home, and says he calculated to educate him. So he never done nothing for 3 months but sat in his backyard and learned that frog to jump. You bet he did learn it too. He'd just give him a cut from behind. The next minute that frog would be whirling in the air like a donut. He'd turn one somerset, or maybe a couple if he got a good start, and come down flat-footed and all right like a cat. Smiley got him up so in the matter of catching flies. He kept him in practice so constant. He'd nail a fly every time as far as he could see him. Smiley said all a frog wanted was an education, and he could do most anything. And I believe it. Why, I've seen him set Daniel Webster down here on the floor. Daniel Webster was the name of the frog. And sing out, "Flies, Daniel, flies!" And then, quicker than you could wink, he'd spring straight up and stake a fly off the counter there. Then flop down again, stalled, and gobble mud. Then fall and scratching his head with his hind foot, as indifferent as if he hadn't been doing anything a normal frog wouldn't have done. You never seen a frog so modest and straightforward as he was. Frog was so talented. And when it comes to fair and square jumping on the dead level, he could cover more ground in one straddle than any animal of his breed. See, jumping on the dead level was strong. And when it comes to that, Smiley would ante up money on him as long as he had a copy. Smiley was the monstrous private frog. And well he should be, for fellers who traveled and been everywhere, all said that he laid over any frog ever for days. Now Smiley used to keep the bees in a little lattice box. They used to fetch him downtown sometimes and wait for a bet. Well, one day a fella, stranger than Candy was, come across Smiley's box and says, "What might it be you've got in that box?" Smiley says, sort of indifferent like, "Well, it might be a parrot. Or it might be a canary, maybe. But it ain't. It's only just a frog." The fellow took the box, turned it this way and that, and looked at it carefully and said, "So it is. What's he good for?" Smiley says, easy to go, "Well, he's good for one thing, and I should judge he can have jumped any frog in Calaveras County." The fellow took the box again, gave another long articulate. And he says, "I don't see no pits about this frog that's any better than any other frog." "Maybe you don't," Smiley said. "Maybe you know all about frogs, or maybe you don't know nothing. Maybe you've had experience, or maybe you're just an amateur, as it were. Anyways, I've got my opinion, and I'll rest $40 that he can outjump any other frog in Calaveras County." Well, Miller says, Kingfisher said, like, "Well, I'm only a stranger here, and I ain't got a frog. But if I had a frog, I think. Smiley says, no problem, no problem. If you'll just hold my box a minute, I'll go and catch your frog. So the fellow took the box, put his $40 up in Smiley, and sat down to wait. Where he sat there thinking and thinking to himself. Then he picked up the frog, surprised over his mouth, took it easy, and filled him up with quail shot. Filled him pretty up near to his chin, too. Set him back down before a Smiley. He went out and flopped around in the mud for quite a while. Catches the frog finally, brings him in. And says, now if you set your frog down there on the floor next to Daniel, with his forepaws just even with Daniel, I'll give you what? 1, 2.
There ain't none. I'm just practicing the piece I'm going to recite at the festival next week. It's the grandest piece. As soon as I learn it, I'll come over and practice on all of you. You better start supper, Rudolph.
Don't seem like supper no more without Mr. Chester. There ain't nobody here to put away food like he could. He just shovels food away so fast that he could no time to go along with his life.
Poor Rudolph. I never knew she was so fond of Chester. He's the only one she's fond of then. That girl's so cold, a body can go ice skating on one of her stairs. Heard anything from Chester lately? Not a word during these past few weeks. My heart is just turned to granite inside me. I don't see why. You still have Archibald here with you. If you ask me, I'd say I'd rather have Archibald Swingle around me than anybody else I know. I'm equally fond of my two sons, Archibald and Chester. But Chester is my baby. And a mother's heart always softens to her babe. Just like I'm soft about my little Ella. Yes, she's all you have, except of course your baby. How is dear little Ella, by the way? Prettier than ever. I just found a new dimple in her chin. And she's so good, she never gives me a minute's grief. Wish I could say the same thing about Daisy. She's a bird if there ever was one. Daisy? A bird? How could you think such a thing, Sally? Why, she's the most beautiful girl I have ever seen. And the sweetest and normal. She is lovely. Used to be sweet and lovely, you mean. But ever since her Chester went away to the city, she's been a changed girl. She just sits around the house and boasts and cries. I don't know what to make of her. Hasn't Daisy heard from Chester either? Not a word. Not since your last letter. This morning, she said to me. She said, I'm sure Ted has met with an accident. I said to her, don't worry then about accidents. There's worse things that could happen to him. He's probably met up with so many temptations, he's forgot all that. It's evidently you don't know how to find character my son Chester has. He would scorn temptation as one does a snake. Not even a one wouldn't. All men are like to live, except Archibald, of course. The girl that gets him for her husband will find her like one long song. Archibald seems to have taken a great interest in Daisy. Heaven knows it. And she in turn doesn't tell us all of his events. The girl's a fool, because she won't pay no attention to what I tell her. You must interfere in this matter, Sally. Oh, I'll do for the world, but I can't help speaking my piece. I can't help having my little say, whether she likes it or not. Ain't likely she'll ever get a chance to get herself another Archibald Quingle. I wish you'd tell her so. She'd listen to you. Could hardly interfere between my two sons and the girl one of them hopes to wed. In spite of the fact there was never any engagement between Chester and Daisy. We all took it for granted that one day they would wed. Be a sorry day for Daisy if she ever married Chester. Exceedingly painful subject, Sally. I must request you desist.
Mother! Where are you? It's I, your own Archibald!
That must be Archibald now. It sounds just like his voice.
glad to see your little Archibald, Mother.
You know I'm always delighted to see my handsome son.
That's better. And dear Mrs. Crosby, this is indeed a pleasant surprise. You're so youthful looking. I thought at first it was Daisy.
Oh, Archibald, how you do go on, as if anybody but Daisy could ever look like herself.
She's the fairest flower in all the woodland. In truth, she is even more fair than the most beautiful blossom I've ever glimpsed.
Oh, don't even take you off your feet, Julian. I never heard anybody use them big words so cute as he does.
Have you had any word with Brother Chester? No, son.
No, and I hardly expected any. You know how Chester is. Out of sight, out of mind with him.
Ain't that just what I told you, Julian? It'd be better for all of us to just forget Chester.
Forget our own Chester? But how could that be possible? One cannot remove a loved one from the heart that easily, dear Mrs. Crosby. Chester will always be enthroned in our affections. Eh, Mother mine?
Spoken like my own, true Archibald. Promise me that if we don't live with your brother within a fortnight, you will repair to the city and fight for him.
Of course, Mother. Anything to please you, dear.
Fortnight or no fortnight. If he didn't write, I'd never go looking for him. He knows where you live.
I must give some orders to murder. Will you stay in my company with us, Alice?
Oh, I couldn't do that. You forget my little Ella. She wouldn't eat a morsel if I wasn't at home.
No, I suppose not. Be sure and tell Daisy to come over and see you tonight.
I am lonely too. Now that Chester is away. That's all I can get at her. It's Chester this and Chester that. Seems like she sure favors that boy.
Then even you have noticed it too.
Ain't likely Sally Crosby missing anything, is it?
I thought at first it was just my imagination, but every day it becomes clearer to me that Chester is Mother's favorite.
Yeah, me. I think it's a downright shame. If he was my son, I'd show him how to behave himself, going away and worrying his poor old mother like this.
I'm so upset. I simply must confide in somebody, Mrs. Crosby. Perhaps you will be able to confide in me. One of the old boys swallowed me.
What do you mean, Archibald?
No, I mustn't confide in anybody. If Mother ever discovered that I mentioned this, it would break her heart.
You don't suppose I'd ever tell her, do you? You know me.
Of course I do. And now to sow a little poison.
Has it got something to do with the way your brother left town so suddenly?
Why? That's simply uncanny. But how could you have known?
You don't think I'm dumb, do you?
Yes.
What?
No, I mean, of course I don't. Else I wouldn't choose you to confide in. You're that rarest of all rare jewels. A useful woman.
Oh, Archibald, you're so understanding. Now, you go on and tell me all about it.
Well, you see, for weeks there had been a shortage in the accounts of the mill. Miss Lawson, who's in charge of the books, would come to me and tell me that there were sums of money missing.
You don't say. How much money?
Too much, my dear Mrs. Crosby. No one could survive on such losses. It simply had to be stopped. We racked our brains and couldn't even begin to imagine where such a leak was coming from.
Yes, go on.
And then, one day, quite by accident, Miss Lawson discovered that... Oh no, it's too dreadful. I simply cannot put it into words. Forget what I've told you. I beg of you.
Perhaps I can finish it for you. Mary Lawson found out that your brother Chester was the one who took the money, and you were all too stunned to believe it. Ain't that it?
Egad! But how could you have known? Miss Lawson and I were the only ones who
Well,
knew...
that was it. I thought it was something like that. Folks don't just pick up and leave their old homesteads without some reason.
promised me that this shall be our secret forever. She'll rush to tell the first person who will listen to her.
When you found out that Chester was stealing the money, how come you didn't have him arrested?
And break her mother's trusting heart? What does all the money in the world mean when my dear one's happiness is at stake?
But what did Chester do with the money he took?
When we first accused him, he denied it vigorously. But then Miss Lawson confronted him with the evidence, and he broke down and confessed he had speculated in the stock market.
Did you get any of the money back?
Alas, no. Chester was so remorseful, so entirely contrite, that I felt deeply sorry for him. I agreed to replace the money and never to mention it to Mother.
Yeah, that was mighty wonderful of you, Archibald.
I was only thinking of the proud name of Quingle. For Mother's sake, I couldn't bear the thought of disgrace. I agreed to replace the money and told Chester never to mention it again.
And you didn't make him leave town?
Of course not! Do you think I could define all the wonderful influences that surround him here? I was astonished to hear he had left the next day.
Now that's easy to figure. He knew he'd be watched closely at the mill and wouldn't be able to steal anymore, so he just up and beat it. I always knew Chester Quingle would come to a bad end. Can't see Daisy going around and mourning his absence.
Remember, even the walls have ears.
I hope he stays away forever. The idea of Daisy going around and mourning his absence, she's just a little fool.
How can you say such a thing as someone who's so far above us all? Daisy lives on a higher plane. I wish it were possible to find some way to convince her of my great admiration. Nay, my idolatry. For she possesses my every thought, sleeping and waking.
You mean you carried up to marry her? Would you make her Mrs. Archibald Quingle?
The very thought of possessing such a rare flower for my beautiful bride causes me to thrill all over. I would pluck the moon and the stars and throw in the sun for good measure if she would but deign to notice me.
She'll deign. Have no fear of that. I'll make her see reason it's the last thing I ever do. By the time I'm finished with her, she'll be lucky enough to have the love of such a wonderful man as you.
If you succeed in accomplishing this, I'm yours to command. Ask anything, and it shall be granted freely. That voice! It's doors like that refers. How it reflects her sweet and trusting nature.
Let me have a few minutes alone with her before you speak to her, Archibald. By the time you're ready to propose to her, I'm sure she'll be ready to say yes.
It shall be as you wish, my friend. But you won't mention a word about what I've just confided in you about Chester, will you? Least of all, Daisy.
You just leave everything to me. Daisy, oh Daisy.
Little does she know I'm used to gain my own end. It was a clever fabrication on my part, the tale I told her about Chester, and one that she will never discover to be untrue. With Chester miles away from here, I am free at last, and on to the road to possessing the fair Daisy. She must, she shall be mine.
Come on, Daisy. I thought it was you singing. There ain't another voice like it for miles around.
How this place haunts me. 'Twas here I spent my childhood's happiest hours with my own dear Chester. Oh, woe is me! Oh, lack a day! To think that all that is in the cards. A small, still voice within me cries out that I shall never behold my hero again.
Hero indeed. I come and see that's what your Chetty is.
What's this you were saying?
Didn't I always tell you you were wasting your time mooning over Chester Twingle? He's a scoundrel, that's what he is.
You shall not revive a man who means everything to me. You shall not. I'll not listen to another word.
I know why he left town so suddenly. He stole money from the mill and was caught red-handed.
Auntie, how dare you? Chester's the very soul of honor and loyalty.
You call stealing honest? That fellow would take anything that ain't nailed. He'd even steal one of this Ella if he thought he could make a profit by doing it.
Nothing you can say shall change my deathless faith in my loved one. The proof, and I demand the proof.
And you'll get it too, miss. Ask Mary Lawson why your fine Chester left town so suddenly. Ask her how much money he stole and who defended him.
Mary Lawson? She told you this?
It was only because Archibald didn't want to break his mother's heart that he kept silent and made Mary do the same.
Oh, my heart is fluttering like that of a broken bird. Is there to be nothing but sorrow for me in this world? Must my skies always be clouded? Oh, the pain of it all.
Pain indeed. I know how to secure pain so that you can be the happiest girl in 6 counties.
Oh, I shall never have a happy day again as long as I live. My mind is made up to that. Oh, Chester, how could you have abandoned me to such a fate? Misery and I walk hand in hand. My past is dead, and in its place is a lifetime of deep sorrow and dark despair. Oh, I'm more cynical than usual.
Stop that noise this minute and listen to me. Archibald Quingle has made an offer for your hand. He intends to build a big castle high up on the hill and put you in it as his queen.
Archibald Wingle? Oh, no, not that. Not that. It's more than even I can bear.
Will you listen to the girl Ray? Who are you to talk so big, miss? As Archibald's bride, the humble past will be forgotten, and we could live like rich folks.
Sooner trust in bread and an attic alone than a lifetime of riches with a monster like Archibald. The man has eyes that bore through and through me.
What nonsense is this?
It's not nonsense, Auntie. I tell you, when he looks at me, I feel a hypnotic sensation crawl over me. It's as though he believed with everything that's cruel and loathsome.
Are you out of your mind? He don't hypnotize me, does he? I get him to tell me things without his even knowing he's telling me. Hypnotic indeed.
Perhaps Archibald just made up that story about Chester. Of course, that's it. He's planning to ruin his brother to gain his own selfish ends.
You suppose Archibald would get Mary Lawson to say Chester stole the money if it wasn't so? And did he make Chester go away and leave you and his mom? He stopped writing.
No, but
No, he didn't. Now along comes Archibald with his open and honest nature and offer of marriage, and you plan to refuse him? Well, let me tell you this, miss, unless you promise to marry Archibald Quickle right here and now, you'll never have nothing more to do with little Ella and me.
you turn little Ella against me? You never let me hear the sound of her voice again?
I don't mean to be hard, but I gotta make you see what's best for you. Once you're Mrs. Archibald Quickle, they'll all be sitting in clover. And think everybody can do that nowadays.
Oh, what do I do? How can I marry Archibald when my heart belongs to another?
Remember, not a word of this to anybody. You're not supposed to know Chester's speak.
Oh, Chester, how could you abandon me so?
Now for some dirty work. Mrs. Crosby and little Daisy, this is indeed a pleasure.
Are you coming to the festival next week, Archibald? I'm going to recite.
Yes, of course, I'll be there. Hark! Someone enters without.
Without what?
Without entering, I hope. Will you please see that little Daisy and I are not disturbed? I have something very important to say to her.
Oh, of course. I gotta be getting back to my little Ella.
Daisy, what an appropriate name for our little flower.
You must not say such things to me, Archibald.
And why not? Truth is always stranger than fiction. Little flower, do not shrink from me. Look at me.
I cannot. I dare not.
Has something distressed you, little flower? You look worried. Come, child, open your heart to me. Has your aunt told you my secret? Are you aware of the riot feeling you awakened in my heart, little flower?
You mean about you're asking me to be your wife?
I not only ask you, I entreat you to become my bride.
You must not say such things to me, Archibald.
And why not? I am free and in my my 20s. I can offer you everything that will make your life a happy one.
But I do not love you.
How do you know that you don't? A girl can never be certain of that. Frankly, I think you're quite taken in with me. I can see the love light in your eyes.
That's not love life. It's eye strength and too much weeping.
You have been weeping. But why?
Ask no more of me, please. I beg of you. I dare not betray my secret.
You shall marry me in spite of everything. I am determined. Before the new moon is full, we shall be one.
No! 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 1,000 times no!
And now, sad tale of Dorothy Lindbach, humble father.
of you. He is so fine, so noble. I'm sure he'll release you as soon as I tell him you care for me.
Now the care, Archibald Twingle! Remember that you are playing with fire. One false step and you shall sink into an abyss from which you can never climb out of.
Foiled again, but I'm not beaten yet. Suppose I prove to you that my brother's heart belongs to another. What then?
I sooner believe that the earth is square or that the stars do not twinkle. Chester's heart beats for me alone.
You shall see. Before another day has passed, you shall watch me on your bending knees and acknowledge your love for me.
I hope you wait until that day comes. I can't expect you to understand. You haven't a woman's tender heart. But I shall remain true to Chester in thought and deed. Now do your work. I defy you.
You shall repent those words your dying day, Daisy Dorn.
Wait a minute. Don't move on everything. Okay, got it.
What are you doing in my house, boy?
Must go to Mother Twingle.
I thought it was a good reason to be here. I told him I'd come for your mother this morning, but I didn't have a chance to bring it up here until now.
A telegram? What is there one for me?
No, it's for your mom. Reckon it's the same thing though. Post also you read all the messages. But that's dispatch. Can I sit down a while? My dog's surviving from the fears from that long walk up here.
Give me that telegram and be gone! This is no place for loafers like you!
But it's a great place for loafers like these. Wouldn't you like to slip your into a brand new pair of Lindlaw brand loafers? You'll feel like you're walking on air. These loafers, made of genuine cowhide, are worth every penny investment. Notice the strong soles and the inventive lacing system. They even come with a place for your spare change. These loafers are available for the low price of 75 cents in the lobby between acts. Happy souls for happy souls. Lindhaw.
Hey, don't go. I got a few words. Me and Noah's going to the dance tonight.
She don't know it yet.
Myrtle doesn't want to go to this. And besides, she's busy right now. Clear out, I say.
All right, I'll go. But you'll forget those words, Mr. Archibald Swingle. And I'm going to show this picture to everybody in town. And I'm sticking around outside until I see Myrtle.
The upstart. I'll make short shrift of him. I'm on my way home. Can hardly wait to see you and Daisy. Got good news for you both. Love, Chester. Chester on his way home. The fool, he told me he was going to stay in the city until he found himself a position. This upsets all my plans. I must act fast. If Daisy speaks to Chester, I am ruined. I must see you alone. I'm going upstairs to my room now. I'll be back downstairs in a minute. Arrange for us to be alone. Do you hear?
I'm sure my boy will return to me, Daisy. Every night I shall place a lighted lamp in the window to guide his way back to us.
My greatest hope was Mother Twingle.
Chester has forgotten us completely. I doubt if we shall ever see him again. I know we will. My heart tells me we shall see him sooner than we think. Chester shall return. Have no fear. Chester shall return. Have no fear.
Mother?
heads and heads. But there's something very special about it. Watch closely as I place them both head up on the table. Look everybody, tails. Okay, that's not all. Watch again as I place them on the table. They switched places. Very much, ladies and gentlemen.
My own baby boy.
Chester?
Daisy?
And now, we have the continuance of the amazing story of Samuel C. Linbaum, the famous jumping frog of Calaveras Show.
As I was saying, they set their frogs down there on the floor with their forepaws just even. Smiley says, 1, 2, 3, get! They touched up their frog from behind. A new frog hopped off lively, but they'll just give it heat. Hoisted his shoulders up so, like a Frenchman. But it weren't no use. He couldn't budge. He was planted solid on the church. He could no more move as if he were anchored out. Now Smiley was surprised, and he was disgusted too. But he didn't have any idea what was the matter. Well, the feller took the money, started to wait. And as he was going out the door, he jerked his thumb over his shoulder down so. He said, I don't see no difference in any other place. Smiley just sat there, staring down at the frog, scratching his head. He said, "Hey, you should have a frog throw it off for." Boring the person. Mighty bag. So we catch Daniel and has to pipe him up by the end. And then he said, well, I blame my captain, this frog don't weigh 5 pounds. And he turned him upside down, and he belched out a double handful of shot. Then he see how it was, and he was the maddest man.
I don't care if he is
And he
your
went
fault.
out after that feller, but he never catched him.
My, but it's good to be home. I thought I'd never get here.
Mrs. Chester's home, Myrtle.
I know. I see them. I put an extra dozen eggs onto fries.
You got my wire, Mother, telling you I was on my way home?
Wire? What wire?
St. Barnes does not have time to ruin her yet. But that doesn't matter. Nothing matters now that you're here, Chester.
Wait a minute! Don't move! Hold everything!
Fireman! Save my child!
Is that Mrs. Crosby shouting for firemen?
No. She's just running a nucleus joint, see?
The lucky thing she ain't got a fire. The teeth away.
Oh,
Chet, I'm just so excited about your return. I just know we will have enough for supper. I'll get some of those desserts you like so much. Excuse me, children.
I reckon I won't be able to see Myrtle now for stuff. I think I'll stick around outside and wait for her. Wait a minute! Don't move! Hold everything! Oh, shucks!
Nothing has changed since I went away, Daisy. Except you. You're prettier than ever.
Am I, Chester?
Come over here and sit down beside me. I have a lot to tell you.
I'd love to. Why haven't we heard from you for so long?
Well, you see, I was offered this position in the city, and I didn't want to write to close sure I secured it. And they kept postponing and putting me off. But finally, I signed a contract, and now I'm all set.
Oh, Chester, how wonderful.
And now that I'm all set, I came back to get somebody who belongs to me and take her back with me.
Do you think your mother will be content to live in the city? Give my ears to our country ways?
I wasn't thinking about Mother, Daisy.
Yes? What were you going to say?
Well, I know what I want to say, but I don't know how to say it. Gosh, Daisy, it's harder than I thought it would be.
Perhaps I can help you out.
Not unless you say yes without making me ask you first.
Without making you ask me what, Chester?
Well, oh, Daisy, if you could,
If I could what, Chester?
if you could only cook.
What?
What I really wanted to say was,
Well,
I wanted to ask you if you'd marry me and cook our meals for the rest of our lives.
oh, Chet, do you really mean it?
I'll say I do, but I don't know how I ever got up enough courage to ask you. You will say yes, won't you, Daisy?
Of course.
Barnes, what do you mean by sneaking in here and scaring everybody like this? You've caused me no end of trouble.
The trouble's just starting, Chet. Your Aunt Sally wants you.
I'll walk as far as the house with you, Mrs. Twinkle.
I'm not Twinkle yet, Chester.
But you soon will be. We'll be wedded in the spring and go way down east on our
Oh, Chester, if it could only come true.
Oh, it will, never fear. You'll be the most beautiful bride anyone has ever seen. And there'll be no thorns in your own closet. Sure, I'm glad they asked me for it.
My brother Chester is on his way home, Myrtle.
He's here now, sir. Your mother's seen him already.
Egad, then I must act fast. Why do you shrink from me, Myrtle? Raise your head and look me in the eye.
I can't, sir.
Why not? You shall do as I say, or I'll find some way to rid this house of your presence. Look at me, do you hear?
I'm afraid.
There's nothing to fear. Come with me. You know that mine is a stronger nature, don't you, Myrtle? You know that you'll always have to do my bidding, don't you?
What are you doing?
I'm just making it easier for you to obey me, that's all. From now on, my word is law to you. You shall do as I say and answer my questions truthfully. Isn't that so, Myrtle?
Yes, sir. I can't help myself.
Of course you can. Now listen carefully. You know where that black tin box is, where Mother keeps her valuables, don't you? Where's that black tin box? Cat?
In the bookcase.
Get it for me at once! At once, do you hear? Get in that box! Now remember, when you are questioned, you will say that Chester made you get this black tin box out of the bookcase, and that he was the one who took this money. Isn't that so, Myrtle?
That's right.
Yes, you'll do this for me, won't you, Myrtle? The game is won! Daisy cannot escape me now! How glad I am you've come back to us!
Are you? It seems my appearance here is most inopportune.
But why should it be, brother?
What are all these rumors you spread about my taking money from the mill?
I don't know what you mean, I'm sure. That old gossip Sally Crosby must be talking out of turn again. See? This is the money I owe you. I promised I'd pay it back as soon as I got my account straightened out.
You mean as soon as you recouped the money you lost from the stock market? You took money from that mill that didn't belong to you.
I've seen the error of my ways and will never give again. Promise me that you'll never mention this to Mother.
I'd sooner die 1,000 deaths than let Mother know what a scoundrel you are. It was because of your dishonesty that I was forced to leave the mill and go to the city to seek fame and fortune. I'm glad now that I did.
I'm worried so about this money I owe you, Chester. It is hard to be night and day.
I'm glad to see you still have some remnants of conscience left.
I shall prove to you that I'm a changed man by taking care of Mother and being a real brother to you from now on. Please, take this money. You'll never know how much it means to me to have you place it in your pocket.
Since the money is rightfully mine, I see no good reason for not accepting it. I must confess that I never expected you to pay it back.
That only goes to prove how you wronged me, brother. What is mere money compared to the affections that exist between us?
Chester, why, where's Daisy?
Come on, Daisy. We'll settle this matter once and for all.
Settle what matter, Sally?
You tell her, Chester Quingle. I ain't got the heart to.
Tell her what, Mrs. Crosby?
That you're taking the money from the mill and trying to put the blame on Archibald.
Oh, Chester, surely you didn't accuse me of that.
Daisy's aunt refused to give her consent to our marriage, so I had to tell her that I was innocent.
Aunt Sally refused to believe it, so I had to tell her the truth. That it was Archibald who took the money from the mill, and that Chester kept quiet because Mother Quingle would never have known anything about it.
What is going on? I don't understand. How did this come to be here? Empty! Who took my money in the paper?
I'm afraid, Mother, that you'll have to know the truth. Painful as it will be.
You mean you found where I hid my valuables and secured them? Oh, Archibald, how could you?
Oh, Mother, how could you say such a thing of me? Will you tell Mother the truth or shall I? One of us must. We've got to find out and turn back.
What are you talking about? Is this some new trick you're planning?
Come, Chester. I can't hide you any longer. The truth, man, the truth.
He wouldn't know the truth if he fell over it.
I'm afraid that Mrs. Crosby is right, Mother. I've tried to hide the knowledge of Chester's dishonesty from you, but the time has come for you to know him, as he clearly is.
I'll force you to eat those words, Archibald Quingle.
And now, for our moment of culture, we have Esmeralda Laycock, the world-famous Bible.
I'm afraid that brute strength won't rescue you from this perilous situation, Mother. Since you're determined to brazen things out, Mother shall know everything. As I entered this room a few minutes ago, I saw Chester standing just below that table. He had a roll of bills and some papers in his hand.
That's a lie. He's trying to place his guilt on my shoulders.
You see, Mother, in spite of all I have done for him, he's determined to wrong me in your eyes. But I have proof of my accusations. You know that Myrtle is the soul of honesty. She will tell you what I say is true. She saw Chester take the money.
Myrtle? Myrtle, speak up. Tell the truth. Who took the black box out of the bookcase?
Come, Myrtle, and be one. Who took the money and gave
It was Chester.
There, Mother, you see? Is there any doubt in your mind now?
You shall pay for this day's work, Archibald. Not a word of this is true, Mother. It's all part of some trick to ruin me in front of you and the girl I love.
A likely story. Then if you are innocent, what are you doing with Mother's money in your inside coat pocket?
We'll soon see. Just as I thought, Chester took your money.
Oh, deny it, Chester, deny it!
He can deny it till the cows come home. Nobody believes it now. The money was found on him, and Myrtle saw him take it. We know she ain't lying.
Alas, I knew my dream of love could never come true. Misfortune risen that they had all around me. Oh, if I could make it end it all. Oh, the pain of it all.
What is it, Miss Crossberry? Come quick. Ella's in trouble.
It is useless to prolong this interview, sir. You must leave here at once. Never to return.
Mother!
It is useless to appeal to Mother now. You must leave this roof at once. Never darken its doors again.
Mother! Daisy, have you nothing to say to me?
Nothing. I could have forgiven you if only you hadn't tried to place your guilt on poor Archibald.
There. You've had your answer. Now be gone.
All right, Mother. I shall become a wanderer on the face of this earth. You and Daisy are lost to me now. Your no fault was mine.
Determined to play the martyr, eh?
But if either of you ever need Chester, I shall return to the old homestead. On my hands and knees if need be. Farewell. Farewell forever.
You shall not return. I'll see to that. If you must crawl, let it be in the opposite direction. The doorbell, Myrtle. See who it is.
Help! This is driving me wild! Fireman, save my child!
A most peculiar time to practice a recitation. Has the woman no heart at all?
I must go to Auntie.
This way, ma'am.
Mary Lawson!
Mary Lawson?
One word from her and I am ruined. Mary, how nice of you to drop in to see us.
You won't be so happy to see me when you know what brought you here, scoundrel.
Do you realize you have called my only son, Mary?
I most certainly do. He forced me to dust the books in the mill to make it look like Chester took the money when all along he was the guilty person.
I must find what is silent.
Can you prove what you were saying is true, Mary? Say I can. He had me in his power, but I was in an accident this morning. A slight blow on my head made everything clear to me. I'll never work for you again. You'll never get another chance to get this out of you. Here, you have this out of you? Just like you did in Myrtle?
Silence, you hear? I'll deal with you later.
Pay no attention to him, ma'am.
now on, I shall live my life as I please.
Hooray! We won't ever see Mr. Archibald twinkling around here no more. Hey, Chet. Come on in. Oh, this kid worked all right.
Did he?
Sure, I know he was young. He swallowed that story about me taking that picture of him. Hook, line, and sinker.
You mean you didn't really take it?
Of course not. I just had to find some way of making that guy tell the truth for once in his life.
Oh, folks, what I've been through! My house caught on fire, Chester jumped in the burning building, put out the fire, and rescued little Ella.
Oh, Chet, how can you ever forgive me for doubting you?
Oh, I knew that the truth would have to win out in the end, Mother. But you're forgetting the papers that Archibald produced.
Let him have them. They only establish the fact that Archibald is no kin to any of us.
You mean that Archibald and Chester are not brothers?
When Archibald was but a babe, his father died and left him penniless. My late husband insisted on adopting the babe, for he and Archibald's father were the closest of friends.
I suspected that right along.
You must all stay for supper and help us celebrate this great occasion. Come on, Mark. Let him hypnotize you. Bing! Smile!
Oh, Jenny, how can I ever forget that you saved little Ella for me? Then you'll give your consent to our marriage, Molly? I will, provided you promise to come and hear me recite. Fireman, save my child!
Forget it. We're eloping.
Old lady little as a lantern in the shed. When the cow keeps over, she winks her eyes and she'll see a hot rod the old town sun. Late last night, late last night, we were on deck. Old lady late last night, we were on deck. Late last night, we were on deck. Old Mr. Crusher rolled the piano on his own, and he dripped on like what the music and the clothes would be a hot time.
Aha, Ethan. For first thank you, we'd like to thank Dave Urban, Meg Urban, and Steve Denson for being great supports and helping us out through all our problems and for a long time. And we have 2 flowers to give you. Get them open.